We're here at Schwab Impact 2018 in Washington, D.C., one of the biggest financial advisor conferences in the country. All of the RAs that utilize Schwab as a custodian are here. We got technology companies, we got innovators, we got RAs, and we're fortunate enough today to be joined by Heather Fortner from SignatureFD, Chief Compliance Officer and Chief Operating Officer, who is an RA that's going to be able to talk to us about all the innovation that's going on. So thank you for joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about SigFD and your role over at SignatureFD?
Yeah, so SignatureFD is a financial design firm based out of Atlanta, Georgia. We also have an office in Charlotte, North Carolina. We've been around about 21 years now. We've got a little over 80 employees, and we are making impacts in people's lives through financial design.
Yeah, so you all are dealing with growth and scale, multiple offices, so efficiencies and everything across the board. We were just talking a little bit before we got on camera about the feel of this conference and the kind of the nature of it. Doesn't seem as party-ish as it used to. So that kind of leads into what's one of those things that's around, and maybe it's what's going on in this environment today that worries you about the industry, that keeps you kind of up at night from your seat?
That's a great question. So we were just chatting about the feel of this conference is a little bit different, and I think the advisors in our industry are noticing, right? We're 10 years into this market since the Great Recession, and what is different? What has changed in our businesses that will allow us to continue to do what we do at the scale that we do it when there is another downturn, because it's going to come at some point, right? History says that it's going to come. Have we changed our businesses enough? Have we addressed the issues that we saw at that time enough that we can weather this next downturn well, not only for our clients, but for our businesses and our teams as well?
From your standpoint, I'm going to go a little bit off script here. From your standpoint as an Chief Operating Officer, what are some of those things that y'all put into place over the past 10 years to really ensure or to attempt, right? We're not going to get it perfect every time, right? There's going to be something that happens, we're going to be like, oh, we got to get it for next time. But what are some of those things that you learned from 08, 09 that you put in place to ensure that you're still impacting people's lives and you try to kind of level out those ups and downs that are happening in the marketplace? What have you all been able to do over at SigFD on that side?
Yeah, I think there's been a real focus on team. There's been a real focus on the fact that what brings us all together and how we serve well is by creating sticky teams, teams that utilize the unique skills and abilities of every person on that team to ensure that we are consistently delivering a product and an experience to our clients that weathers ups and downs, because ultimately the market's going to go wherever the market's going to go. But in the end, sticking to a plan and having the ability to provide confidence to clients through the ups and the downs and remind them and have the relationship to have the accountability to stick to whatever plan it is, and to help them celebrate the small wins along the way, I think is critical in ensuring that during those times when the market is down and emotions are high, that investors are able to stay the course. So I think really focusing on teams, really focusing on systems, really focusing on building scale and leverage into the organization, and quite honestly, to focus on running the business as a business has really been where we have focused over the last 10 years.
And I guess when I always talk about that, there's really two sections of where we can create operational efficiencies in the back office, right, where we can use CRMs and trading rebalancers, everything.
Which I hate that term.
Exactly. Okay, which one? All of those, or just that one?
Back office.
Back office.
It just sounds so bad.
Behind the walls. How about that? Behind the walls, right? But
where the real work happens. There you go.
But the client doesn't see that, right?
No, they don't.
And so then you have the where the real work happens,
right,
and then you have the client experience.
Right. Which is just a different kind of work.
Which is a different kind of work. And so, but I think that 08, 09, we put a lot of time into the back office, right? To make sure that we were more efficient so we could handle all of our clients at those times. Do you think we've caught up on the client experience side, on the front end?
I was actually just in a panel around client experience, and one of the comments in that panel just caught me off guard. It said, the client experience is automatic, but it's not systematic. And I thought long and hard about that. We all deliver some sort of client experience, whether we're trying to or not. But whether or not that experience is consistent and systematic across our brand, that's where I think our industry is really lacking and has a long way to go. And that's quite honestly one of the things that I'm excited about for our industry, because I believe that one of the things that we can do to really move our industry forward is to leverage the knowledge that other industries have in building these immensely powerful brands, pull that into our companies, and build a true industry and profession from a client experience standpoint.
I love that. So how can we create that Amazon effect with where you can find the phone number,
Absolutely.
right? Or you can't find the phone number on Amazon, but they have a great experience. How can you kind of leverage it too? Because we don't want to lose the human appeal or the human touch. And it's interesting, I just met the new head of technology for Schwab who comes from Amazon, so we may start seeing some of that. So let's talk about then SignatureFD and your efficiencies, right? So we talked about what you're excited about. We talked about a little bit of the concerns. Where is SignatureFD, when you look at, you lay everything out on the table, you say that's a well-oiled machine right there, that piece of our business. Where would you say that is right now?
I think the one place that I am most proud of SignatureFD is in our culture. We have been immensely intentional about building our culture based on our core values. And what we've done is literally filtered every decision that we have made, whether it has been a business decision, whether it has been a client experience decision, whether it has been a hiring decision. Everything is based and sent through the filter of our core values. And so as you have a lot of growth and you experience immense amounts of change in the business, the ability to hunker down on those core values and to truly keep your culture the same, even in midst of all of the growth, I think that is just critical. It's crucial. It is the brand. It is who we are. It is what we believe. And being able to drive every decision intentionally through those core values, I think is what sets us apart.
I mean, that's the foundation, right? When things get tough, you go back to that. And if you don't have a strong core value and you don't have complete buy-in, then you're going to have a difficult time communicating whatever it is that you need.
It's a lot like a marriage, right? When life choices get hard, you know that you both come from the same place.
Exactly.
And coming from that same place, I think, allows you to face the harder decisions in a much better way that really catapults you ahead of your competition.
And when you talk about core values, you have to have the right people.
Absolutely.
Right? And getting the right people in this industry, it's becoming harder and harder, right? Because everybody's going and staying long term. Like, it's hard to get. SignatureFD's got a great culture. Nobody wants to leave. How do you guys go about ensuring that you have the right people on the boat or on the ship as you continue to grow?
So I think we're a little unique in that regard. We have a very defined process that we take potential prospects through. That includes coming from recruiters. It includes multiple visits with all of our team members. It includes a visit with an industrial psychologist who knows our organization extremely well. My master's is in professional counseling, so we really focus a lot on the human aspect and the alignment of that prospect's values to our core values. And we really believe we can teach you any technical skill you need to know. Our team is so credentialed and so smart. But it's really hard to teach core values of generosity and gratitude and greatness and growth. And so those are the people that we're looking for. And we as an organization want to be prepared to bring those people in when they become available, because they are hard to find. And so as a leadership team, we also have to be prepared with, well, we're looking for these positions, but we are also able to act quickly if other talent becomes available.
Yeah, that's so great. I mean, that I don't think enough people put time into that process. They just hire when they need it. It's on demand as opposed to building out a true process. Well, I want to let you get back to the conference that's going on, but I have two more questions.
Yeah, of course.
The first one is, as you sit back and look at it from a strategic planning initiative for your firm, where are you hoping technology helps you go forward in the next 3 or 5 years?
Yeah, I think from an extremely practical, granular standpoint, I would really like to see data sharing among the financial institutions at the API level instituted across the entire financial world. I think that you do your best work when you have complete and accurate data, and data is at the core of what we do. And being able to get that data in a secure fashion and get complete data without people having to manually enter a bunch of stuff, I think from a granular level that would be it'd be transformational for a lot of us. I think from a strategic standpoint, I think the focus on only having to touch data once, but being able to provide an experience to clients with that data in a way that they want to interact with the information. Very recently, I've started going through the process as a client myself just to see what the experience is, and it's been eye-opening as to I want to interact at different times with the data in different ways than even my husband does. And does our technology platform allow for that? And how can those experiences be customized for each individual as to their own wants and preferences and needs? We should be able, as an industry, to allow practitioners to do that and do that easily and well.
I think that creates, we need to have a collaboration of custodians for the transfer of data with young and old tech players, but then also on the side of communication and how people want to receive it. There's an ability with technology these days to learn when they want. They may not tell you exactly what they want, but
they may not know what they want.
May not know, but artificial intelligence and all that type of stuff can empower you as an advisor to understand based on their social medias what their real concerns are, what just happened. And I think that is exciting.
And to be proactive about it.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing, always feeling like you're on the defense and reacting to clients.
Yeah.
How much better would it be if we could proactively help clients identify what they wanted to see that would help build the confidence that they needed, that they were achieving their goals.
What about proactively just knowing that your client just had a grandkid?
Right.
Absolutely. Proactively, not waiting until they come in for their annual review. All right, so I'm going to now put you on the stage, the pedestal of impact here.
That's a scary moment.
I know. There's millions of people watching, all of the followers. If you haven't followed, just click subscribe now. But this conference is all about predicting the economic future. You had Greg Valliere predicting the midterms and the presidential election, everything of that nature. So I'm going to have you now predict something.
Oh, so now
this is a conference of predictions.
Now you've got the chief compliance officer in the prediction mode.
In the prediction mode,
that is
perfect.
A winner.
Yeah, all right. So what stock should I buy? No, we're not going there. So tell me, where does our industry 5 years from now, when we sit here 5 years from today and we look back, how is the client-advisor relationship or our firms as a whole going to look different than they do today as we sit here today?
If I was a prediction woman, which I am not.
Yes. Disclosures are going right now.
Do you see them scrolling across the screen?
They're going down right now.
I would hope, not bet, but I would hope that firms are taking a more business-minded approach, meaning are they hiring and investing ahead of the 8 ball in true management and leadership for their firms? Because I believe wholeheartedly that if it is not one person's responsibility, it is no one's responsibility. And when you are wearing multiple hats and trying to keep clients happy, drive growth, develop new business, figure out the next technology, fix this problem, address this personnel issue, it becomes extremely difficult to be excellent in one direction. And I believe that as an industry, we are still pretty fragmented, a lot of mom and pop shops, and that if we can band together and really start to run our businesses like businesses. Take some of our own medicine. We are really good at giving advice. We are not really great at taking it. I believe that if we can do that, that we can really start to see this industry be less fragmented and more visionary about where we are headed as a profession and the services and the value that we can provide to clients, and really start to become powerful in the industry.
I think that's the evolution of this industry, right? It starts as mom and pop, we start maturing a little bit, we go through growing pains, and then, but that also is going to make people have to adopt more processes, and they're going to have to get uncomfortable. They're going to have to become comfortable being uncomfortable, because it is going to be a little bit different, and that's with the laying out of your org chart, to your process management, to your technology, to your communication, whatever it is. You're going to have to become uncomfortable.
It is intentional change management.
Yes, and I agree with it 100%. That's where we have to go.
Absolutely.
Heather Fortner, always the advice. Go follow her on LinkedIn. You get more advice. You can learn more about SignatureFD as well. We'll be back here talking with some others at Schwab Impact 2018.